I keep saying this is the worst in terms of campaigns that I've watched throughout my lifetime. This has hit a new low. And here Wasserman Schultz is lying. The Democrats themselves ran an ad with Joe Sopcich. They knew all about his story. And then Bill Burton, that's not a Democratic Party ad? Come on.
Right. Well, she got so tangled up that she actually, I think, had to come out today and say, okay, actually, I do realize that the people who run Priorities USA are Democrats. But, Sean, part of me hopes they keep doing this because at the end of the day, the American people are sick and tired of what Governor Romney said is gutter politics.
Politics. You mean what he engaged in during the entire primary? And now why is he so unwilling to engage in gutter politics? What has suddenly made him so above the fray? That's all he did during the primary. But now he's above it. Lying sacks.
We've got to deal with the very real issues that this nation faces, the real challenges. We've got this debt crisis the president hasn't dealt with now for 3 years. So the more that the president's team and the president himself want to spend their time in the gutter and trying to tear people down, where we've got a ticket that is showing, that we understand what's needed for the future, I think the better it is for all of us. They just lose credibility.
I think what I see in the Ryan pick is a seriousness in Governor Romney. This is the fight we want. We want to examine Obama's record, and we want to talk about how we would do things differently. And this is a fight I think they're signaling that they're saying we can win. Are you saying they can win even without these distractions?
That Governor Romney can win?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think Kim Strassel had a great piece today in the Wall Street Journal, and she said that what we're seeing is total intellectual poverty on the side of the president. They don't have any ideas. They've tried their policies. Their policies have clearly failed. So their solution here, because they can't tell the American people, re-elect us because it's worked so well.
Because it's worked so well. Just like Romney couldn't talk about his record as governor of Massachusetts during the primary, so all he did was tear down the other candidates. Liz, you're not making any sense. Or wait, you're just towing the party line. Good little Republican. Good girl.
And they can't say, here's what we're going to do about the debt and here's what we're going to do about spending, because they don't believe it's really a problem. So at the end of the day, all they can do is trash our ticket. And I think that, in addition to showing that they don't have anything on substance, it just shows a real lack of respect for the voters. It shows a lack of respect for the nation, and it shows a lack of respect for our democracy.
No shit. And by the way, Liz, the United States of America is not a democracy. You sound like a damn Democrat when you say that. The United States of America is a constitutional republic. And to the republic for which I stand. Does that sound familiar? God, I hate it when people say that. Yes, it's a pet peeve. Sorry, I got so passionate for a moment.
Frankly, I think, it's their true colors. And I think at the end of the day,
true colors,
ticket,
all right.
It's a ticket of ideas and a ticket about the future will prevail.
Well,
that's what we can say now.
Now, all of the Democrats have pretty much said the same thing. None of them will condemn this particular ad. And you got...
And by the way, I mock her and say that's what we say now because I consider myself not on the side of Obama. And this is the crap that's representing me. And that is what pisses me off so bad about this ticket. Ryan was a plus, but he didn't do anything, in my mind, to up my impression of McCain or of Romney. When McCain picked Palin, it improved my impression of McCain because he had the guts to make a bold choice. This isn't a bold choice for Romney to choose Ryan. It was expected by me. There were other people that expected it too, or considered it. It's totally safe for Romney to pick Ryan. Big damn deal.
Propagandist Gibbs, Stephanie Cutter, who was caught in a lie last week, and Jay Carney. Now, this is coming from the team of President Civility. who lectures about tone and civility.
Repeat, Sean. Can you say it all again? Repeat.
Watch Jay Carney, his White House press secretary.
Shut up, Sean.
Not unwilling to condemn this
Repeats the same stuff night after night.
Do you really think at that podium that it's fair for someone to suggest that a candidate's actions led to someone's death?
And I appreciate the efforts to get me to play political pundit, but that's not my job, and it's not. I do not have any.
Can you get it up, Jay?
In third-party groups.
Do you even have a dick?
I don't have.
I don't have a dick. What?
Comment on that.
I don't have a comment on that, nor does anybody else. Nobody will condemn the ad, but they didn't have any problems lecturing the rest of the country after Tucson and Governor Palin and what Beckles started, which is known as targeted districts. They had no problem then condemning everybody else.
Well, right. And think about it this way, Sean. After they have laid this groundwork here where they've basically accused Governor Romney of being responsible for this poor woman's death, you know, that's going to affect the way that voters hear attacks from them going forward. So we know the attacks are coming about, you know, the Paul Ryan plan and seniors, those false attacks, the lies that they're going to tell about that. But when voters hear those lies, they're going to think about these ridiculous charges and all of the footage, like the stuff you just showed, of the president's team squirming around, trying to say, gosh, we don't have anything to do with it. All they've got to do, frankly, is what Senator Evan Bayh, Democrat.
Romney did the exact same thing during the primary. We can't control what our super PAC does. We can't control anything they say.
Senator from Indiana did yesterday on this channel, which was to say, yeah, the president should disavow this ad. It's a bad ad. It hurts his credibility not to disavow it.
You know what? It could have been for him, just like in the case of returning Bill Maher's money, it could have been a moment where he showed that he meant what he said and was leading by example. And these weren't just words being read from a teleprompter. It could have been a classic assist.
Oh, and by the way, for those of you who don't know, the reason the teleprompter is always mentioned in conjunction with Obama's name is because he used it at a school setting in front of a class of 6th graders. That's where that originated. So for those of you who think no one should ever, in any political or television or whatever kind of setting, speech-giving setting, that think that when Republicans say Obama has to use his teleprompter, and I think there's many Republicans who don't even understand the origin of this story. They just bitch about him using his teleprompter and don't even know why they're bitching about it other than he uses a teleprompter. Well, who doesn't that does public speaking? But it originated with Obama using it in front of a classroom of 6th graders. That's where the story started. Google it.
And I think in that sense, even a political opportunity missed.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's surprising to me because the Obama administration has such a reputation of being, you know, such wonderful, stellar politicians. They seem to know how to do politics. But right now, they're clearly desperate. And they're up against a team in Governor Romney and Paul Ryan who understand that we've got to address these challenges the country faces. They understand that the United States ought to be the strongest nation on the face of the earth. They understand the importance of the private sector, that, as Paul Ryan has been out there saying, if you've got a small business, you did build that. The president simply has no substance that he can counter that with. And the American people are way too smart and I think are way too concerned about the future to fall for what the Democrats are pushing these days.
The "you did build that" stuff is already worn thin with me, and it's probably because I pay too close attention to politics that I'm already sick and tired of it. I mean, it's a good line. It was the biggest gaffe Obama's made in the last month. Certainly not since he's been president, but recently. Month and a half? I don't know. Recently. But I'm tired of hearing it. And I'll bet I have to hear it at least 40 more times before November 6th.
The Democrats are pushing these days.
All right, Liz Cheney, good to see you as always. Thanks for being with us.
You too, Sean.